Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to our podcast tonight. We're going to be talking about the using crystals for protection and controlling negative energy. Uh, we have a number of people, a few people here. Sierra, if you want to come on and tell us a little bit about how you used crystals to help you in your haunting,
Yeah,
now might be a good time.
yeah. As most of you guys know, I was haunted a long time ago, and I didn't know what to do. But anyway, I used crystals in my haunting. I used the quartz crystal, which is the clear quartz, as a protection stone. I used the dark crystals, like the dark black, the crystals, the black kind of ones. I
Yeah,
used
like
them.
obsidian.
Yeah, not the Obsidian. This is actually a quartz crystal, but it's black.
Uh,
Well, kind of
t-
black,
t-
and
Toradol or something like that.
yeah, something like that. But I
TOUR.
actually,
Okay. Yeah, it's black terminal, I think. We'll get to it on the slide here.
yeah, but I actually used them to when I was being haunted for negative energy because it absorbs the negative energy that is in the room. And I actually kept crystals with me because of my haunting. I knew nothing about it, as you know. But I used the quartz. I used the black one, and I used like a yellowish color one. I'm not sure
Okay.
what the name of that one is to repel, but I used the pink quartz
Okay.
for
Okay. For
love
rose
and
quartz. Okay. Yeah.
happiness, and then I have Max, my green
Okay.
crystal skull over there.
Okay. So I tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and start our presentation here. Let's see if I can. Uh, I've got to get the sequence down here. Let's see if I go here. Okay. Are y'all seeing the slides?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
Yes.
tonight's talk is about paranormal protective crystal, and my name is John M. Strogan. I'm your presenter. If you need to get hold of me, you can get hold of me at john@paranormalhoustoninvestigations.org. Our cell phone for our Paranormal Houston Investigations is 713-485-4743. On YouTube, which is the channel this video will be on, we'll be at Exploring the Supernatural. It'll also be on Facebook at the Facebook Paranormal Houston Investigation site, and also it'll soon be on the Paranormal Houston Investigations.org site. So here we go. Understanding the properties and uses in investigations. And here's some of your rose crystals right here.
Yes.
To start, the concept of energy is central to many paranormal beliefs and theories. Many believe that spirits, ghosts, and other paranormal phenomena are forms of energy or interact with energy in our environment. Theories suggest that spirits might manifest by drawing energy from their surroundings, causing temperature drops, draining batteries, or that they themselves are a form of energy. Look for unusual energy fluctuations or signatures as potential indicators of paranormal activity. We have electro EMF meters that are made to measure and detect fluctuations in electromagnetic fields. Sometimes we theorize that spirits manipulate or generate EMF while they are being active, and that they can be monitored by electronic devices. Thermal imaging cameras might be able to pick them up. We have been able to discern the color changes in, the temperature of the rooms and stuff where we're having manifestations of energy or changes in energy. There are some other tools that we might use from time to time. There are some ion detectors, static detectors, and some other theories behind their use. However, there is no definitive energy signature, scientifically recognized or universally agreed upon as the energy signature of a ghost or other paranormal entity. I'm thinking that at some point we'll hopefully have that. if we do enough investigations and have enough tools at our disposal. Isolating and measuring the specific type of energy that might be associated with paranormal phenomena, especially current scientific instruments, is quite a problem at this point. Unusual energy fluctuations are detected during a potential paranormal event. It doesn't automatically prove a paranormal cause. A lot of times there could be electrical shorts in the area. There could be uh, different things causing activity that might be misunderstood as being paranormal when it is not. It is important for us as investigators to rule out all the natural and the man-made sources of energy fluctuations before considering a paranormal explanation. Factors like drafts, temperature changes due to building materials, electro malfunctions, and even the investigator's own equipment can influence energy readings. If your equipment's not reading very good, we are all going to have a problem because, it's not going to be, your evidence is not going to be real. Personal sensations of energy, feelings of cold spots, tingling, can be subjective and influenced by psychological factors. It doesn't mean that they're not evidence. They are evidence. And in fact, forms that we have for our investigators, we're very much wanting to know what they were feeling, what they were sensing, and what was going on with them during the investigation. And on the form, there's a place for them to put this information. So it's important that with all things paranormal, you follow your intuition. You want to remain open to the possibility that future scientific advancements might provide a better understanding for the energies involved in paranormal events. It's important to carefully document all your energy readings and observations along with environmental context to contribute to the overall body of the paranormal research. And with many things coming into to affect what your results are going to be. We've got solar flares that happen, and we've got all kinds of things in the background, and you need to be documenting this in all your investigations so that we can correlate these activities. And with the AI coming along, it's enabling us to be able to collect more information, throw it into an AI engine and analyze it and do a more effective job than we could before just using paper documents. So I think that it's an exciting time for AI too. When discussing the energy in paranormal investigations, we want you to get the message that energy is a central concept in many paranormal beliefs. Investigators are tools like EMF meters and thermal cameras to detect energy fluctuations. So your feelings are as important as the readings you get from your meters. There's no scientifically proven ghost energy, and the mundane explanations must always be ruled out first. Critical thinking, careful documentation, and open mind are essential to exploring the role of energy in the paranormal. By representing a balanced view that acknowledges the significance of energy within the field while maintaining a critical and evidence based perspective, you can have a more informed and credible discussion about this complex topic. Anybody have any questions at this point? Okay. What are protective crystals? Protective crystals are crystals that are believed to possess energies that can shield individuals from negative energies, harmful influences, and emotional distress. They are often used in spiritual practices, meditation, and everyday talisman for creating a barrier of positive energy around the user. Here's a breakdown on some of the aspects. Now, what we have in the picture, I think this is what you used was the tourmaline, Sierra.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, the black tourmaline.
Yeah, it was like a obsidian or something, but during my haunting for protection, it was like a black, not solid black crystal, but it had the black in it.
Uh-huh.
Would that be a black crystal?
Well, this is a black crystal that's on in the picture. Well, oh, I'm sorry.
I don't see a
I'm looking
picture.
at the next slide. Hang on, I'm sorry. Okay, I've got a different screen up that I was looking at. So anyway, this is the one that I was talking about here that was what you had here, which you carry in your pockets or you wear as jewelry. You know,
Yeah, I
because
use it as a protection stone.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is, let me go back and finish what I was doing here. The effectiveness of protective crystals is rooted in the belief that these stones are unique vibrational frequencies that interact with the energy fields of people and their surroundings. They are thought to create an energetic barrier that can deflect and absorb negative vibrations, psychic attacks, and unwanted influences from external sources or even one's own negative thoughts and emotions. That's pretty powerful if they do that. Grounding and strengthening. Many protective crystals also have grounding properties, helping to anchor the user's energy and provide a sense of stability and security. They can also strengthen the aura, making it less susceptible to negative attachments. And again, here's that black tourmaline that we were talking about earlier, and I believe that's probably one of the ones you used. It's a powerful protector against negative energy, psychic attacks, and electromagnetic smog, and it's good for grounding and transmuting. Again, you wear jewelry, carry it in your pockets, generally use it. Now, when I got to working on this one here with the selenite, this is kind of a whitish crystal. Now, I saw that in the pictures that I was coming across that they had the spikes to the right that you see at the bottom of the right of the screen and the balls at the left. And the thing that occurred to me, so well, when you set up these crystal grids, some of the grids have circles on them. We'll get to the grids in a minute. But I wondered from this one with the balls whether you ought to be buying crystals that are round or what the shape has to do with it. That's when in my journey with crystals, I learned that the shape is important too. And the shape also controls what or helps with the function of what the crystal's going to do. Now, this selenite cleanses negative energy from people, spaces, and other crystals. It creates a protective shield of light and promotes peace and clarity, which you can read for yourselves. And it forms a protective barrier. Now, I'm going to jump ahead of myself. I'm going to leave that. We'll get back to this one again. There is a reason why we have a problem with this one, but we'll get to it when we start talking about charging these crystals and cleaning them. Amethyst is a tranquil guardian for us, and it has calming and spiritual effects that offers protection against negative energies and psychic attacks, promotes clarity and peace. Again, you can wear it as jewelry to maintain a protective aura, put it under your pillow, put it under your mattress, put it under your bed, and to use it during meditation to enhance intuition and protection. Here's your obsidian, the shadow protector. It's powerful grounding and protective stone formed from volcanic glass. It shields against negativity and helps draw out negative emotions and promotes inner strength. Again, you can carry these in your pocket. You can wear them as jewelry and place in areas where you suspect negative energy is present. A lot of people use these for scrying. Labradorite. I knew I was going to have trouble with that one. Uh, Protects the aura, raises consciousness, and deflects unwanted energies. It's associated with strength and perseverance. Again, it's worn as jewelry. Any of the crystals you could wear as jewelry, in fact, to protect your energy field. And when you're selecting your crystal, you want to be sure that you pick one that resonates with you. So use your intuition. And part of what helps these crystals work is kind of like with the dowsing rods. Some of it is a connection with you, I think emotionally or mentally or however you want to call it, you become a part of the crystal. And so that's why you want to use your intuition, and that's what helps you become more protected with these crystals. And I think you're tuning into their frequencies. How to use protective crystals effectively. There are various ways to utilize the potential protective properties of crystals. Carrying them, keeping them a protective crystal in your pocket or purse allows its energy to be close to your aura field throughout the day. A lot of people carry them in a little bag in their purse or in their pocket or somewhere close to them. I used to wear a bag with that tied on a belt loop on my jeans, and I wore it all the time. You can wear it as jewelry, wearing crystal necklaces, bracelets, rings, or earrings, keeping the crystals in constant contact with your energy field. Placing them in your environment, positioning protective crystals in your home, workplace, or car can help create a shield of positive energy in those spaces. Consider placing them near your doorways or windows as energetic barriers. Using them during meditation, you hold a protective crystal or place it on your body during meditation and can enhance its protective energies and your focus. Creating crystal grids by arranging the protective crystals in a specific geometric pattern can amplify their combined energy for stronger protection for a space or a person. One of the most important aspects of using crystals is setting your intentions. Before using a protective crystal, hold it in your hands and clearly state your intention for protection. This focuses the crystal's energy towards your specific needs. Many crystal grid templates and designs do incorporate circles as designated placements for the crystals. Here's why circles are frequently used. Circles naturally create a defined space, helping to contain the focus of the energy of the crystal within the grid. The circular shape promotes a continuous flow of energy between the crystals, creating a unified energetic field. Circles represent wholeness, unity, and the interconnectedness, aligning with the overall purpose of a crystal grid to bring together different energies for a common intention. Circles provide clear and distinct points for placing the crystals, making it easier to follow a specific geometric pattern and ensure even spacing. Circles can be arranged in various ways to create different patterns, from simple concentric circles or more complex designs like the flower of life. I have the flower of life in another slide that's going to come up here shortly. And also that we have the star points for the star for grids is based on star shapes like the Star of David. Vertices of triangles or squares for grids emphasizing balance, grounding, or manifestation. Intersections of lines in more linear or intricate geometric patterns, intuitively placed, some grids might not follow a strict geometric pattern with defined points at all, relying instead on the intuitive placement of the crystals based on their energetic connection and the overall intent. These circles help guide your arrangement and ensure that their intended geometric shape of the grid is maintained. So while circles are a prevalent and practical element to many crystal grid designs, remember that the underlying principles is the intentional arrangement of the crystals in a meaningful pattern to amplify their energy, and this can be achieved through using various geometric forms or even through intuitive placement. Again, if you're using intuitive placement, you're just going by what you feel is working for you. The crystal you use in a grid does matter and can influence the energy and intention of your grid, while the inherent properties of the crystal, its mineral composition, remain the same regardless of the shape. The way it directs and emits energy can be significantly different due to the shape of the crystal. So you have some that are like points that are, towers. You have some that are spheres or balls. You have some that are cubes. The spheres emit energy equally in all directions, and they promote unity, wholeness, and can create a gentle, all encompassing energy field. Cubes are associated with grounding, stability, and the earth element. They can help anchor the energy of the grid and create a solid foundation for your intention. Pyramids amplify the focus energy through their apex. They can be used to direct intentions upwards and outwards, aiding in the manifestation. Their broad base also provides a sense of grounding. Clusters radiate energy in multiple directions from many points. They can fill a larger area with the crystal's energy and are often used to cleanse and energize a space. Wands are elongated crystals that often with a point at one end or both ends, and they are used to direct it and channel energy with precision. often used to activate and connect the crystals within the grid. Heart-shaped crystals resonate with the energy of love, compassion, and emotional healing. They can infuse the grid with these specific vibrations. Tumble stones, while versatile and easy to work with, tumble stones have a gentler, more diffused energy compared to the more geometrically defined shapes. They can be used to fill in areas of the grid with specific crystals' energies. Raw natural crystals, these retain their natural, often less predictable energy flow. The energy can be powerful, but it might be less focused than shaped crystals. If your intention is about unity and a balanced energy field, a spherical center stone might be beneficial. If you want to direct the energy towards a specific outcome or amplify the overall power of the grid, a pointed crystal in the center or as the connecting points can be more effective for a grid focused on grounding and stability. Incorporating cube-shaped crystals could be advantageous. For intentions related to love and emotional healing, heart-shaped crystals would be the resonant choice. Here are some of the patterns that you will see. The circle again was unity, wholeness, protection, general well-being. The triangle, balance, harmony, manifestation. Upward is manifestation and down is grounding. Stability and grounding, security and home career, or with a square. The spiral is growth, evolution, healing, and new beginnings. Now then, I've got here a spiral that's turning in what direction? Well, to determine what direction a spiral is going in, you start at the tail and you follow it to the center. So you can see that this one is going clockwise. So you get different results from a clockwise rotation than you do from a counterclockwise rotation. And we'll go into that in just a minute. Some other grids that we talked about here was the seed of life earlier, which is the top one. Uh, I think it's too late for me to turn my laser on. So anyway, the seed of life here has multiple circles in circles. And so you could see that maybe at each of these points, you might want to put one of your crystals and generate, your grid or your crystal grid on top of your grid layout. Now they do have some stones that are flat shaped, some crystals that are flat shaped that have these grids cut in them so that you actually could put crystals on top of crystals with these grids in there if you wanted to order some like that. The second one is the flower of life, which is for interconnectedness, manifestation, spiritual growth, and harmony. The third one here is Metatron's cube. It's balance, harmony, clearing blockages, and higher guidance. This other one here is Bersica Isis. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. Did I do that right? Anybody know? Which is for union, balance, new beginnings, and spiritual insight. Now, as you notice that the overlap here on the thing with the circle in it. Now, actually, that is the signature of the feminine. So whenever you see that oval shape, it's an indicator of the feminine. We have the Star of David, protection, balance, high spiritual and psychic energy. Creating a protective grid for paranormal investigations. Building a shield of protective grids. Clearly state your intention for your protection. Use a strong protective crystal like the black tourmaline or smoky quartz. Waystones are stones that are around the the different part. The center stone is in the center of your grid. Waystones are arranged around the protective crystals. They could be black toluene or selenite, amethyst, obsidian, and around the center stone in your chosen pattern. Activate the grid by tracing connections between the crystals with your finger or a crystal wand while focusing on your intention. When you're using it for grounding, you want to know and state your intention, and that is what will cause your grid to work toward the intention you want. You select your crystals, choose your protective crystals that resonate with your intention and your location. You want to cleanse your crystals and your energy space before you start, and you want to place your center stone then after you have done the cleansing of your space. Cleansing your space and crystals. How do you go about cleansing your space and your crystals? Before using protective crystals or setting up a grid, it's vital to clean both your space and the crystals themselves to remove any lingering energies. Focus on releasing unwanted energy and inviting clarity. If you have used your crystals or if they have picked up negative energy along the way, before you use them again, you will want to clean them and get them ready to absorb energy again. You can use any of these cleansing methods. One is burning sage, or smudging them, burn the sacred herbs like sage or palo santo, and waft the smoke around your crystals. You can use sound cleansing, which is the use of singing bowls, tuning forks, or even bells. Actually, you can use your voice and sing, for that matter. Moonlight, you wouldn't want me to sing. I can't carry a tune. Moonlight or sunlight, you could place the crystals in natural light, but be mindful of fading your crystals. You don't want to put it in strong sunlight. Visualization. Imagine a bright light dissolving energy, negative energy. You can also use running water to rinse durable crystals under cool water. Saltwater soak. Use caution. Soak durable crystals in diluted sea salt water. A selenite is not a durable crystal. It will not do well in salt water. You don't want to get it in salt water. Place crystals near selenite or clear quartz. That will help charge them and cleanse them. Focus your energy. Maintain your intention throughout the process. Sense when the energy has shifted. You can further enhance the energy of your space and change your crystals and charge your crystals. Submerge your crystals in the salt water solution for about 1 to 2 hours. Ensure that the crystals are fully covered with the water. After soaking, rinse them under running water to remove any remaining salt residue. And remember, not all crystals can be cleansed using this method. Some are sensitive to salt and may get damaged. Or we mentioned, or in the PowerPoint presentation, can be cleaned or not with salt water. All of them can, but the selenite. But again, we don't want to cleanse them for too long at it. Keep it to the hour or 2 hours. But the amethyst, the obsidian, the labradorite, that is all easily cleaned with salt water. It's often safer to recommend alternative cleansing methods like smudging, sound, moonlight, or using other cleansing crystals as preliminary options. You can use sound to cleanse your crystals through the power of vibrations. Sound waves create vibrations that can penetrate the crystal structure, disrupting and releasing any negative or stagnant energy it may be holding. Here's how you can use sound for cleansing. Tools you can use: the singing bowls, again, that we talked about, the Tibetan or the crystal bowls. These bowls produce a rich, resonant tone when sustained vibrations that are very effective for cleaning. Tuning forks. Specifically tuned forks can be used to create focused vibrations that interact with the crystal's energy. Look for tuning forks that resonate with specific frequencies known for cleaning energy, often around the 4096 hertz level. Bells or chimes. The clear, ringing sounds of bells and chimes can break up negative energy and restore balance. Your own voice, chanting, toning, and mantras. These vibrations created by your voice, especially when focused through chanting, toning specific sounds, or reciting mantras, can be powerful cleansing tools. Music, particularly those with clear, resonant frequencies or meditative qualities, can also be used, although this is often considered a gentler form of sound cleansing. Steps for sound cleansing. Before you begin, focus on your intention again on cleansing the crystals or any unwanted energies and restoring its natural vibration. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, and you place your crystals on a clean, flat surface in front of you. Select the sound tool that resonates with you. Gently strike the bowl with a mallet or initiate the sound. Then run the mallet slowly around the rim of the bowl in a clockwise direction to create a sustained singing tone. Gently tap the tuning fork against a firm surface like the crystal activator or the palm of your hand to make it vibrate. Bells or chimes, you ring the bell or chime, allowing the sound to resonate. your voice, you just begin chanting, toning, or reciting your chosen mantra. Focus on the vibrations you are creating. Music. Play the chosen music at a moderate volume. Hold your crystals near the sound source, allowing the vibrations to over them and penetrate their structure. If using a singing bowl, you can place the crystals around the bowl or even carefully inside, though be mindful of potential vibrations causing delicate crystals to knock against the sides. For tuning forks, you can hold the vibrating fork close to each crystal. When using your voice, direct the sound toward your crystals. Visualize the cleansing. As you create the sound, visualize the vibration breaking up and dissolving any negative or stagnant energy within the crystals. Imagine this energy being released and dissipated away from the stones. You can visualize a white or clear light surrounding the crystals as they become cleansed. Allow the sound and vibrations to envelop the crystals for a few minutes or until you intuitively feel that the cleansing is complete. You might notice a shift in the sound or a feeling of lightness in the crystals or the surrounding air. Trust your intuition. Pay attention to how you feel and how the crystals feel. You may intuitively sense when the cleansing process is finished. Express gratitude. You can end the cleansing by expressing gratitude to your sound tool and to the crystals. Benefits of sound cleansing: gentle and method and doesn't involve physical contact or risk of damage for delicate crystals like selenite, which should not be exposed to water. Effective for multiple crystals. You could cleanse several crystals at once by placing them near a sound source. The vibrations can penetrate all surfaces and crevices of the crystal. While focusing on your crystals, the sound vibrations will also help to cleanse the surrounding environment. It can be very intuitive for engaging way to connect with your crystals. Remember to choose the sound tool and method that resonate with you and feels right for your crystals. Experiment and find what works best for you and your personal space and practice. Okay, do we have any questions? Richard, what did you think? Your bike's on.
Uh, Informative. I mean, I'm not that familiar with crystals, and kind of like to know what the origins of the use of crystals are.
Oh, that's a good question, and you know what? We could go into that and answer that question. I don't have it right now, but they have been used forever, from very ancient times, and actually, for one, have not paid a lot of attention to crystals until this last week when I ran out of resources on this lady, and I'm trying to think, "What can I do?" Let's see, I've got chat here. It's got 11 messages in chat, is that right?
It's mine.
Okay, I couldn't see it during, the presentation, so okay.
I was actually talking about musicians using crystals, because I'm learning how to play the guitar. I'm teaching myself. And I
Uh,
thought that was pretty interesting. But if you actually Google, there's a lot of different sources when it comes to crystals and how they're used.
oh,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
take like for my haunting, for example, when I went through my horrific haunting, um, it was Golden Phoenix that actually I think it was Golden Phoenix that actually introduced me to the crystals because I didn't
Yeah,
know anything about crystals at the time. But some
yeah,
of the ones that you named off during that, like the
yeah,
obsidian and
yeah,
the darker, the other crystals, some of them I used in
right.
my haunting to protect for negative energy and stuff like that. So it was interesting what you were saying about crystals. And I was, learning the guitar. I'm like, well, I wonder how crystals do when you're learning the guitar. And naturally, crystals came up with the guitar as well, that
Well
musicians actually use it.
well, let's go one further. Actually, if you're using the guitar, you're cleansing the crystal.
That's true too. So look, there you go. I'm cleansing my crystals while playing the guitar.
Absolutely.
And if you think about it, I'm actually cleansing myself through music.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Same. What you're doing to the crystal is certainly affecting you physically. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting.
Well, I hope it was interesting. It was kind of long-winded for such a short number of slides, and there was a lot of information,
Mhm.
and as I kept diving into the crystal, I kept coming across more information and having more questions myself. Like the shape of the crystal doesn't really matter. And then I found out it
Right.
did. And then I
It
asked
does
Doug
matter.
about the grid and stuff, and what were the grids for? And then I found out that made the crystals more powerful. So, I mean, there is a lot to using crystals. And I haven't used it that much in the past. Well, I haven't used it at all in the past. I know Donna's used it for scrying, but I don't know that anybody's ever said anything to me about crystals before now. So I got to looking, to help this person that was having these negative energy problems because I ran out of resources. And so this is something that she could try, and she could do it herself if she wants to, or we can help her with it. And of course, I've picked out these crystals, and these particular ones for her is why I picked them for this slide presentation. And they should be able to help her. And then I realize now that I've got to tell her that she needs to get them in different shapes, and maybe a few in different shapes, because you can buy them in small quantities. You don't have to buy them in large
Right.
quantities. And so you could try different shapes and stuff, and next thing you know, you're going to be a crystal master.
Yep. Really, what I think all you got to do is just charge your crystals in your hand. Charge them and set your intention for the crystal, and that is also good enough. Now, I also know
Okay.
that when it comes to cleansing your crystals, because I got to be a master at this stuff after my haunting, not during,
Yeah.
but after,
Yeah,
and
of course.
especially when in
Of course.
spirit rescuer side.
Sure.
you know s- so I used to actually, because I was so scared during my haunting, I would take my crystals that
Hmm.
people had given me, and I would actually put them into salt water
Yeah. Okay.
overnight to cleanse those
Yeah.
crystals, because I knew during my haunting they had to be recharged and all that.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it was very interesting what you were saying about him, though.
Okay. Very good, Sierra. Thank you for coming on tonight and telling us
Oh,
about
you're
your use of
welcome.
it for your haunting and stuff. I appreciate that. Danny, do you
Anytime.
have any questions? You have any questions, Danny? Danny says, yes, very informative. Is trying to find the right shape and type of crystal would work for you. I have an obsidian in the shape of a raven. Oh, how interesting. She's going to try it with her cello. So anyway, she's not been talking, but she has been messaging here in the tail end of the chat. So,
That's
okay.
funny because I'm also going to try it with my guitar
Okay. Okay.
and see what happens.
Okay. Well, I have never seen one in the shape of a raven, and I would imagine that that was pretty hard to find, to find one that's just got a natural shape like that, because it has to pretty much have the natural shape. I don't think you could carve these things very well. So, well, I guess you can some. Yes, you can. They can be carved because a lot of people are carving these crystal skulls these days too. So, yeah. Okay. Well, if nobody else has any questions, thank y'all for coming tonight and participating and helping me out with this podcast.
You're
And
welcome anytime.
thank you. So, anyway, good night, everyone, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, John. You have a good night.
You too. Good night.
Happy hauntings.
Good
See you in the
night.
morning, Richard. Mhm.
Yes. See you in the morning.